tough, he's smart, he has multiple position value. So he's a guy that's going to fit in great, and he's here late last night trying to learn to play running back. So we're excited about it.
You made some moves in the offseason to ostensibly improve the run defense. What do you guys have to do to slow down Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, because he's one of those guys, he gets a crease and he can take it, 60 yards at any point. So it's like you feel like you play good, and then next thing you know, boom, he hits it. So obviously we just got to play sound, good gap sound defense, good knockback at the line of scrimmage, gain, tackle, pursuit, all the same stuff that you play in traditional run defense. You just got to do it every single snap because at any point you can break the game open.
Last year you guys ran a lot of stacked boxes against him. He still was able to get some explosive gains. He's talked about how he kind of likes his looks because it's just one defender at the third level that he needs. Is he just sort of a unique player to try to figure out how to contain him?
Yeah, he definitely is. You're exactly right. You try to load the box to stop the run. It's kind of relative to Gary. Then next thing you know, he gets a seam and there's nobody else to tackle. So some levels where he has vision on him. That goes to the pursuit, the game tackle, and everybody there. Any one-on-one tackle is space. Saquon is an extremely tough tackle as well. So yeah, definitely good point.
Conversely, Jalen Hurts, past 5 games, hasn't thrown for 200 yards. So much attention has been allocated to stopping Saquon Barkley. How do you ensure that Jalen Hurts doesn't?
Yeah, that's the dichotomy of it, right? They got great players all over. They got great receivers and great tight ends. You can't. You stop one guy, you put all your resources to Saquon, and Jalen Hurts can hurt you. We've played him, recently. Obviously twice last year and the year before, and he's hurt us in the past game. And we know he's definitely capable of doing that. And, so you got to provide your resources accordingly.
Josiah Stewart got his first big sack this past weekend. So what do you see from him in the first couple of weeks?
He's a stud. We saw going into that first game week, he had been kind of in and out with some injuries in training camp, and he was locked in, ready to go. And he was a guy, as soon as the pads came on in training camp, he felt it. He's an every down player. He can play the run. He's tough. He's physical. He runs the ball. He's smart. He can process. For an edge guy, going into his third game, he's playing at a really, really high level. We're excited to see.
Sean has said that Byron Young took his game to the next level. How have you seen him, improve his game? Like, what specific areas has he done that?
He definitely did, Wyatt. And it's everyone sees the splash plays, obviously the 3 sacks, the sack fumble, things like that. But I think as far as his down in, down out, pre-snap demeanor, how he's hitting blocks in the run game has been the most impressive thing. He's playing at extremely high level. Like we talked about with Kobe Turner, you can't find many bad snaps, and that's how Byron Young is so far this year. You can't find many bad snaps on team.
Byron's also talked about how he felt the level of responsibility and his departure. How he's changed his approach.
Yeah, he's the veteran of the group now. He's played a lot of football. I want to say he played like 1,000 snaps a year, and then played a ton of snaps last year. I don't think he's missed a game, so you're exactly right. He knows, him and Joe Kniger, our outside backers coach, came in the league kind of together at the same time. It's been fun to kind of see that relationship grow. Those guys together kind of work in unison to get better every single day. And, he really trusts Joe and takes all his coaching points and you go out there and apply it. So, I think that's it, just kind of doing it. He's done it before. I think he's just doing it down in, down out, more consistent.
How about Jared Verse? Not a lot of splash plays in first 2 games, but how would you evaluate how he's played and what you were looking for out of him?
I still think he's been an impact player for us. But you see, you talk about a lot of the attention that he gets. Some of the success that Byron Young, Josiah Stewart has happened because a lot of that attention is paid to Verse. And he'll be the first to tell you he can be more consistent. He can play with better effort and be snap in, snap out. And but we think Verse is exactly where we want him to be, and expect him to continue to play well.
What did you appreciate about Michaela Witherspoon's game? And now, even though he's gone, there's some ways that he kind of impacted or has impacted the growth of some of the younger players.
Yeah, he's still around every day. He's in the meeting room. He's asking questions you wouldn't even know. But it's a big loss. Love his presence out there. His communication, his calming effect on the back end. He played really good football within the secondary. So really, not just the corners, but the secondary. Everybody's going to understand.
Go ahead. How's Darius Williams handled this transition back into playing again, getting more snaps?
It's seamless. It was always kind of, he was ready to go at all times. So, you know, Sean had a bunch of talks with him about, you know, staying in the game, being ready to roll. And, you know, that second half, he makes a huge break up on the fade that I think kind of changed the turning point of the game and kind of calm the backside of 3x1s down, some back shoulder fades and stuff. So, you know, he's a guy that, you know, I feel like I've known him forever. You know, I think since 2018, you know, we've kind of known him since. So, you know, we've had a lot of ups and downs together. And we knew at some point he would play a critical role for this defense. And just happened to be last week.
Some rookies, when they come into a NFL team, they subvert their personalities, but Jared has been Jared from day one. How important has his willingness to be himself been in making the transition so smooth to this level?
That's who he is, and you know, I think that's just his style of play and that's his personality. And I think that's what, you know, Sean and Les and the people in this organization have done is people come in here, they feel like they can be the best version of themselves. When we drafted Jared Verse, that's all we wanted, to be the best version of Jared Verse. Didn't want him to tone it down at all, didn't want him to do anything, be himself exactly who he is, and that's what he's done so far.
There's really no way to prepare for the tush push now that you guys have seen it up close and personal several times. How do you begin to game plan and try to take that away?
Yeah, I mean, you see it just like I do. Obviously, they got a lot more practice than us, so you know, it's something that you know, just try to do. You try to do the walkthroughs and see if you can stop it.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks.